Back with another episode of Circle of Trades, and if there is a way to bring things to where we're giving people even more hard of a time than we usually do with Travis, we get a Rick Graybill. Things should be fun today.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, how are things going?
Come on, March 1st. Can't be here soon enough. I'm sick of February. Short month of the year, and it seems like it's the longest month of the year. So,
yeah, 2024 was pretty bad, and then how much worse could it get? And then you go, oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, February 25. There you go. So,
well, we got crazy cold, and then we got unseasonably warm. And it's hard to catch a rhythm for anything going on here right now. And now I looked at the phone and I see snow in the forecast for next week.
Shocker.
So, yeah.
Welcome to the Midwest.
Yeah. There we go. But Rick, we wanted to bring you on because I know you're really busy getting stuff ready for a World of Wheels appearance. And you're not setting up a car, you're setting up signs.
Yeah, they wouldn't take my car.
No.
So, we went the sign route.
I thought maybe he's built a Christmas tree or something.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah,
thing.
That would be the Christmas tree that's up on Broadway in Council Bluffs on the top of GT Motors. Yeah.
Dude, I love Garrett. He's one of my favorite people. Great customer. We bond really well, and he had asked for that last year with like 2 weeks' notice. It couldn't be done. And then he hit me up again this year really early on. I was just like, man, we're going to get so much noise from this. But it all turned out really positive. So, yeah, nothing but love for that tree.
Yeah, I mean, there's people telling him on his morning show that he's got a face for TV or something. I mean, we don't believe that, do we? I mean,
you're gorgeous. We love you.
That's what I thought.
So is that with like the Ronald Reagan mask over your head, or is it the Obama or Bill Clinton? Yeah.
I did find it weird before this. You were like, camera ready. Camera ready. Come on.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan mask. I got to go see if I can find one of those.
I guarantee
I have one. Hang on. No,
I went trick or treating one year in a Richard Nixon mask.
Hell yeah!
There you go.
Point break, you could rob a bank.
Yeah. In broad daylight. So.
So what's going on at World of Wheels with you, Rick? What are you going to be showing folks up there?
We're taking just some man cave signs and car signs, everything car related, obviously. Getting away from the farmers market where we had a wider audience, obviously. Right. I feel like this is kind of more our demo.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, a lot of those guys in there that they have both the, high-end garages and man caves at the same time. So you kind of catching both things, but you're right that know your clients, and sure. They're all going to be roaming around. It's at CHI, isn't it, in Omaha?
Yep. Whatever's called this year.
Oh,
yeah.
Who has the sponsorship this year?
Yeah, there you go. So are you going to have any, disparaging thing for Ford lovers? I always like to pick up the Ford guys, so.
We had I think it was a Corvette sign out at Crescent Farmers Market, and I love those guys. But towards the end, we started just dabbling in not just farm friendly stuff, but here's a couple car things. And this guy sees this Corvette sign, he goes, man, that sucks. You only have something Chevy related. Walks out. Like, come on, man. It's just come up with an idea. I'll make it for you. Yeah, he was just very much like, I hate you. And I was like, I mean, the feeling's mutual. I guess I should have brought something Ford or Pontiac or whatever you're into. I should have brought it.
Yeah,
how dare me?
It's a Ford to prom circle,
Oh yeah, I found on the road dead. Yeah. So you can't make everybody happy. The funny thing was, I made a cutting board, and I think it was for the last show. And it was Jeffrey Dahmer, and it says, if you can't beat him, eat him. And the marketing guy's Reed's losing his mind. He's like, I can't market this. I was like, you don't have to. It's just funny. Let's have some fun with it. Well, and 99% of the people laughed, and they're like, that's amazing. Yeah. And then one person went, oh, you can't. And I was like, but we did.
Yes, you can. Watch me.
Yeah, we're always going to have fun. Obviously, from a marketing standpoint, we try to stay right in the middle, keep everybody happy. And but it's, hey, we have fun too. It's not all, like, oh, here's my grill sign, or here's, whatever. So
I saw that board online though, so somebody was marketing it.
yeah. Oh, it was Reed. He said afterwards, he was like, I was wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, it came back, and then we got a couple orders for it, which is like, oh man, I got to do that again. But it's cool. It's fun.
Well, I also saw the one that I don't know if it was just a sign or whatever. It was from the Big Lebowski, so it had all of the quotes on it, which I thought that was cool.
Yeah, the laser engraved one,
including the entire speech that was given at Donnie's funeral.
Nice.
Yeah, abide the dude. Yeah, we did it.
Yeah. So World of Wheels coming up March 8th that weekend?
Yeah,
I think so.
8th, 9th, and 10th, or 7th, 8th, and 9th, whatever it is. We set up Thursday, and then it's Friday, Saturday, early Sunday.
Yeah, so you're there. It's an all day long thing, and you're going to be you're going to be done peopling, I think, by the end of that.
Yeah,
I would be.
Oh, well, that's what I hate. And you both have witnessed it. Is we go to those events for the chamber, and man, you get in a room full of people. I love hanging out. 3 of us, 4 of us. That's a good time. You get that big of a crowd. I'm like, where's Todd? Where's Travis? That's the table I'm going to.
It's like I don't like crowds. If I'm going to crowds, I'm going to sit with 70,000 of my closest friends, and then I'm going to leave and drink in the parking lot. It's not a problem. So I have an agenda.
Yeah, and they're all nice people. I mean nothing by it, but it's overwhelming, and you're everybody here needs a favor.
Well, yeah.
I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah. Can you make this for me? Can you donate this? It's like, no.
What I love is the famous, you know what you should do?
Oh, God.
By all means, tell me. Let me know.
Yeah.
You're going to anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, well, that's great. You want to do it, knock yourself out.
So, that same thing happens, if you tell somebody you're going somewhere and they've been there before, oh, you got to go here, you got to go there. No, I don't. I don't have to go there. I will. It's a whole lot better to go to someplace new and experience all of this on your own. I don't need to go relive your experience.
No, what's even worse yet is when you get ready to go. We went to Curacao a month ago, and my wife spent 2 days watching YouTube videos about Curacao and all the stuff we should do. What I could care less about? I don't want to go live somebody else. I just want to go find out. I really don't. She's like, you got to watch this. I'm like, why? We're going to go see it in 10 days. So, of course, that just made her mad. So
that's part of the adventure. Go get lost. Go have fun. Go to the hole in the wall dive bar, or get breakfast at some place where you're like, the food inspector probably hasn't been through here for a while. It's gonna taste good, that.
It might taste good. You might pay for 3 days later, but it'll taste fantastic. So.
Well, Travis, I can tell Rick was part of this conversation, but I'll tell you that when the tornadoes came through last year, the video that you sent me, I've got a tent set up at Arrowhead, and I'm camping there, and I texted you, Rick. I don't know, do you remember this? Then, and I said that should I get out of here or not? Rick tells me I tend to make a decision on what will give the best story later.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true. Welcome to my life.
Well, when that tornado hit, I got the view of when it originally started, went just east of my house and to the north about 2 miles, and finally hit Minden. I was heading up towards Utah, and said, they were close.
It never actually hit that campgrounds, but it was close enough. So
it devastated. It wiped out my mother-in-law's house in Greenfield, Iowa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just got it rebuilt. It maybe got finished, I think, like 4 months ago, but like one of the first ones in that town. So she was pretty lucky. But her and old grandma, no injuries, thank God, but completely leveled it.
Yeah, no, we had 2 houses, one that was partially hit, one that was totally hit. That I know we've been involved with on both of them. So I mean, it's but that view coming through. It's raining, it's pelting. We're sitting outside being hate on it with a video camera on my phone, sitting there watching this.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, you can tell we're from Iowa. Jesus, storm.
Well, and if people were to talk about Iowa, they'd be like, what you need to see while you're there is the tornado.
There you go. In April, get up close and personal with it. So.
Drive towards it. It'll move.
I actually, as we're recording this, I had a conversation last night with the mayor of Minden. And he was at an event that I went to and was talking about the rebuilding and everything that's going on there. And they're making progress. But he also said that there is a number of people who have decided to not stay. They're not rebuilding, so they just took the insurance check. So the city bought the land from them, and they've worked out this deal, I think, with Habitat for Humanity that's putting up 3 duplexes to try to help with that. So there is some positive things that are coming out of it, but Minden just got, I mean, the whole southern half of the town was just gone.
Yeah, well, it's a very slow-moving town. It's tiny. I spent quite a bit of time in Minden. I had family out there. Minden Meat Market, they're the best.
I used to live just north of Shelby on the Blacktop for 6 years. So, you spent a lot of time up there. So there's a good tractor junkyard up there, too. So, yeah. So been there many times.
Is there more of an Iowa conversation than tornadoes and tractor junkyards?
And the meat market. Don't forget that part.
And the Minden Meat Market.
Dude, this conversation's like my Google search. I'm like, how many times should you fart blood before you contact a physician? Or like, do ants fart? And they do.
Oh,
find out it does not affect our environment, so that's cool.
So do you actually type it in, or you just like talk and let AI figure it out?
No, I type it in. I'm old school.
There you go. You're like me then. So
what I'm usually doing is my laser setup. It changes once every 3 months. They're like, "Are you comfortable with this? We're going to change." What was one click and to the left now is up in a sub menu, and you have to click 5 things to do one. That was always there in the past. And then I get bored, the ADD sets in, and then I start Googling wild stuff, and I'm like, well, there goes Monday,
Yeah, 8 hours later, didn't get anything built today,
Yeah, and then my wife gets home from work. She's like, oh, what'd you do today? I'm like, listen, you're not going to believe this.
So, we finally got our plasma table set up and going. And I'm like, as long as we don't have to change settings too often. We've been going through Adobe, what is the software program? Learn how to do Adobe so we can upload programs into that. Last time I did drafting, anything like that, it was with pencil and crayon. And we had like a Macintosh 64 in the drafting room. So this whole doing it on computer, if the fitting's pre-made, we can enter the numbers fine. But if I got to start from scratch, I'm screwed.
The Langmuir, the Fusion 360, and then you branch out into all these other things, and then it's like, now you can see your sign in 360 degrees, and you're like, I don't need that. Because now I'm confused on why everything's backwards and upside down.
You're 100% right. And that's what it is. We got the 4x8 table. And we find it takes a better part of just 2 months and training. Now our guys are getting pretty proficient with it, but it's like, now we're trying to learn the Adobe and the DXF files. And so if you need to make some creative stuff, because my wife thinks we need to make creative stuff. So, so Rick, I probably will not be, it will probably not be the quality of your work, but it'll be something my wife will really like. So
let me know. I'll send some files over. Should have fun.
What are you fabricating on a plasma cutter that is for HVAC and plumbing? I mean, what are you making there?
Ductwork, fittings. So let's say if we got to make a transition from like an 18 by 14 transition to a 12 by 8 transition. So 90-degree fittings, that kind of stuff. You can go buy some of it, but some of them you have to specially make. When we're in the field and you put a furnace in, we have to a lot of times build up what we call a duct transition, because if you had a 21-inch furnace and now you have a 17-inch furnace, you got to transition to ductwork. We can field it, but if you got some quantity, then we can build mass quantity and fabricate it here in the shop, or like I said, different specialty pieces on HVAC. So, and the more, multifamily, more commercial stuff it is, it's easier to have it in-house and wait a week or something for somebody else to do, because, a lot of the fittings are preset. You just have to have the dimensions for what you need and let the machine set it up and get it set up for what you need, and then it can build it and you put it together here. So.
Do you ever do anything for guys in my line of work? Because if somebody's putting in ductwork and I need it soundproof, then I got to have baffles and things like that put in there so it'll knock the sound down. You ever do any of that stuff?
Insulate, we do all kinds of insulating the ductwork. Absolutely. Yeah, it's not fun, but yes, we can definitely insulate it. Absolutely. It's part of it. I do not like internally lined ductwork, but sometimes it's a requirement from the engineer, and it's because of sound. They don't want to hear the equipment first 15, 20 foot or something. There's some I can't remember the code, but part of the code requirement requires that. So, I would prefer to externally wrap ductwork. So, for the insulated factor, but noise does become an issue. So if it's like an auditorium or, a specialty place, hospitals, some places, but then you got to keep it clean too. So, the last time when she puts insulation in ductwork, unless it's wrapped and sealed really tight, it's really hard to field fabricate it to make it super tight internally. So I prefer if we can externally.
Is it possible to clean that ductwork if it's got all that stuff in it?
Oh yeah, it's possible. So yeah, we have a whole duct cleaning. I mean, that's part of what we do with our duct cleaning. That's a high pressure air and brushes and all that stuff. So once we get into insulated ductwork, what we'll do is we won't use the brushes because you'll tear up the ductwork, but the air will do just fine and blow the crud out, and then we'll suck it back. Either blow it out or suck it back. Usually we suck it back in our vacuum system. So
I might have to have that done.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Hey.
So
we have canines in the room.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah, dog saw the bellman. So there you go.
It's a 105-pound Belgian Malinois. She's full of skunk when the garage door opens.
Oh, there you go. Somebody
Mom's
showed
home.
up. Oh, there you go. Yeah, go up and jump on you, right? So.
Oh, yeah. I could walk in. She couldn't care less. And then my wife, who's just always like, "Get off of me." She's like, "Oh, Mom's home."
Yeah,
like,
of course.
You traitor.
Oh, I thought your wife was talking to you.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes that does happen.
I think my wife loves the dogs more than me most days. It's okay. So I'm a big boy. I know my place in life. So.
Oh, same here. Yep.
Yeah. So
has things picking up? We talked before about how you got real busy during the cold snap. So are you seeing more normal things now besides busted pipes and furnaces that won't keep up?
Still busted pipes, people running pipes in uninsulated walls on an exterior wall. We've had to deal with a lot of them. Busted water mains, at the street, at the house. We had one at the water meter. It busted just inside the house. So, there's one. Yeah, I mean, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Something about getting really cold and getting hot. All of something expansion and contraction.
Yeah, and it's always on the melt that things start to burst, which is the opposite of what you would think.
Yeah,
but when it thaws out, you got the problem.
Friday about 2:00, you could tell it warmed up because that's when we started getting a lot of calls. It's like, yeah, it must be warming up outside. But yeah, I mean, the extreme cold, but yeah, it's when it's trying to warm up, and that's what we saw all weekend, and that's a lot of what we've been dealing with this week is just with pipes and stuff. I mean, with the weather right now, as far as the HVAC side, no, but plumbing side. Definitely a lot of that going on. Problem is there's enough frost in the ground right now that if you're just praying off that it's something you can hold off a little bit as far as digging, because digging right now after that week of sub-zero, not fun.
I just had a guy take out our mailbox for the second time.
Oh, fantastic.
Truck with a snowplow. And just backs right over it. So I go outside and I'm like, you're not the first person to do it. And I'll get it fixed. And I say, you ain't digging a hole this time of year, buddy.
Yeah. Come back in about get a block, come back in about 6 weeks, because that's going to be about the time frame.
Yeah.
So
you gotta back up. I told my wife, I'm like, I'm gonna put a stop sign facing west. So when they're backing up, they know.
Yeah, I will say, I won't jinx myself, but yeah, my mailbox being out in the country, we haven't had it. There's probably been people that have thrown stuff at it, but I mean, it's
yeah, that's Iowa.
Yeah, throwing beer cans or whatever else they're doing at 1:00 in the morning. So I told
my wife, I was like, I think I'm gonna have one of those brick ones made. If you hit it, and the thing ain't going nowhere. And she goes, yeah, you should build this one. Yeah. And I was like, I love your confidence, but I can't. That's not what I do.
Get about an 8-inch cylinder rebar and run it down about 3-4 foot in the ground and put a disc plate at the bottom of that darn thing, and just run it up. Let somebody back into that thing. They'll find out the hard way.
This was a super sweet old guy, and he comes up and he hands me his guitar or his business card, and retired sheriff. Naturally. He's like, I'm not doing this for my church. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, well, it's even better yet.
Yeah.
So
I was like, if you can make it stand up today, that's cool with me, man. I'll figure it out. But no, he went out and bought me a new mailbox and stuff. And if you need help putting it in, I said, no, you've done enough. Yeah. I might need help taking this old one out again.
That's going to be the worst part, is digging all the crud out of the ground. I mean, once you get out, it's not that big of a deal. So
yeah, it's going to be 3 foot over.
yeah, there you go. So,
well, and this is a real good example too about, we're encouraging young people to get into the trades. Why would you not want to have these conversations every day?
It's a lot of fun. You got to be quick.
Yeah,
well, that's true. Yeah.
If you're soft, what I'm talking about. Right? If you're soft, you better watch out. You better toughen up quick.
Yeah. So, if you got feelings, you better go home to mom. Don't call her. Just go.
Yeah.
Because she's the only one who cares. Nobody can save you here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like I tell people, I am the HR problem in my shop. There ain't no doubt about it. So that filter left a long time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we don't have one.
That's a filter. What's a filter? So
that is kind of the fun part of it, when you just say you won't do something and people get offended, or oh well, so and so, you should call him. Let me talk to. I own it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Call me. I said it. I'll own it. So
I had somebody in a former radio job come out to me, and she was working on the other side of the building, and a regional station in Southwest Iowa, you can do the math. And she said, who do I go to complain to about HR? And she said, I got a complaint about sexual harassment. I said, who's sexually harassing you in here? She said, nobody. That's what I'm complaining about. And I thought, holy cats.
So do their numbers have 069 behind them?
Okay. The views expressed on Circle of Trades are not necessarily those
of Todd Studer.
The man who's actually in charge of doing the editing.
So you're doing you're doing the show over in Omaha. So World of Wheels. So got anything else you're doing for shows this spring then? Or
we're gonna do Crescent Farmers Market, but I think we're gonna just hold out this year. I think we're just going to kind of pivot towards the man cave stuff, the welding, obviously, the truck beds, and focus on that. And the farmers market was a ton of fun. We got to meet a lot of cool people, and then some interesting cats along the way.
No, I don't know.
And we might try it again next year. The one that stands out, it was myself, Reed, our marketing guy, and Tanner. And this guy just walks up, and there's a salsa vendor in front of us, like across the walkway. Mm-hmm. And he, gets a sample and he tries it. And you've been hearing nothing but great things from all day. And this one guy walks up and he goes, "This salsa is horrible." And he turns around and his kids are like 50 yards down the way, and he's like, "Kid, hey, Jimmy, get over it. This stuff sucks." And he just is yelling it, and we all looked at each other like, is anybody else watching this? Like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
No. And I was like, please, for the love of God, don't come over to the signs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to know your opinion.
Yeah. It's like, I could do that by welding shop at home or what. He'd be one of them guys.
You get 1,000 good ones, and then that's the only negative experience I saw while we were down there. But it was the fact that we all saw it and just looked at each other like, whoa.
My son's never found a salsa he doesn't like. The hotter the better. So he just got dumping on everything. So it's like, how can you eat all that? But whatever it is. So.
Dude, Crescent Farmers Market, they had 3 or 4 out there, and they were all really good.
Yeah.
So and the nicest people making it too. And then for that knucklehead to come up and just.
He's a local legend. That's
in his own eyes.
Aren't they going more frequently this year with that Crescent Farmers Market?
Yeah, twice a month now.
Yeah, they were just once a month last year, and they're going to go twice a month. Yeah. And it was very well attended. I mean, anytime that I was there was, and I thought where they were putting all the food vendors all the way back in the corner that it wasn't going to work, but I went over there and talked with one of them. He said, "No, we're busy."
Yeah, people just did a huge loop. Yeah, but that was their first year. And I want to say the two that set it up is a married couple, but I think they're early 20s. But they live in Crescent, and they have a farm at their house, and then he does landscaping, Iron Crest, I believe.
Okay.
He does really great work, but just the sweetest people on the planet.
So
I don't think that twice a month's going to work for me.
Yeah, where's that at in Crescent at?
So right next to the school. So you get to Henry's
okay.
Diner, hang a right.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Okay, so right there where the ball fields and stuff are,
Yeah,
right there.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, well, one thing about it, if you go there, you don't have to worry about anybody calling because you got no cell phone service there.
Oh,
so
it's horrible.
If you want to be left alone and shop for an hour, it's a great place to be.
Yeah, that's no joke. Yeah, there was hardly anything out there.
Yeah, actually, that's a great facility they got out there. I know in the past when my kids played baseball, so the great facilities. It's probably underutilized, so it's actually a good thing that they're doing it to bring some notice to the community. So,
oh yeah. Dude, they kicked it off. For the first year, you'd think there'd be 5 or 6 vendors. I think they had all 20 whatever spots filled. Mm-hmm. And then there was some going on in Omaha, and there was like maybe half that showed up. But nobody bothered to send an email, so I know that was pretty aggravating.
Yeah, it's like, you expect 50 people to show up, and there's 10 people here. You kind of go, hey, wait.
Yeah, I mean, and there's still a crowd showing up, and they're kind of like, what the hell? It's what you would expect for a first day. But not, it was like towards the end of the season, and it was just like, what the hell, College World Series or something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they got to go try to make their buck from all the out of towners, you know. So they've hit the locals up enough times. So, yeah, I haven't. Now, my son lives up by there. I have not got to that. Now, I've been to the farmers market in Counts Bluffs a few times. So, went and hit that up. But, you know, my wife.
I just had an idea. That because I've told the folks that run the farmers market in Council Bluffs that I'm planning on having a booth there. We're going to do a live webcast from 4:15 to 4:30 every time, and then once that little kid goes running down the street with the cowbell ringing it, saying, "Okay, it's time now that the farmers market's open," then I'll shut it down. We're going to have a booth, and we're calling it Old Guy Advice. It may not be good, but at least it's free, and you can come by, and we'll tell you what we think about any problem you might have.
So what qualifies as Old Guy Advice? What's the minimum age for this? 18?
Yeah, pretty much. But here's what I'm thinking is that we have a special week, and I have you two guys over there, and instead of advice, it's Old Guy Roast. And you come along, and we'll all make fun of you until you leave in tears. Because I think
you leave in tears.
Well, that's possible too. Because I think both of you guys would be great at it. So
yeah, I haven't been assaulted in a while. I suppose we are due.
It's assaulted. You know.
Yeah.
You know. Last time I was assaulted, it was up at Midget Night at Mile Way, and I had somebody get mad because I sat in a chair and I got sucker punched. And there was 4 cops. They asked me if I was okay. It's like that's great. So.
Yeah, I heard that story. The tag on that story, what I heard was that Travis deserved it.
I won't say I didn't deserve it. So I probably did. I would have been more impressed if she would have hit me versus him, you know. So she was the one who's giving me a bad time, and I was just being, matter of fact. But
you were a sponsor of that event too, weren't you?
Oh yeah, I was like the primary sponsor, but they were a VIP. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. So, hey, you know what? Got to live a little bit. So,
if you sponsor it again, be like, hey, does this come with a helmet? Or
hey, the time before they used my belly as a pole in the corner. You know, the midgets were wrestling, and I'm standing right there. They took the one, and they took the other midget, threw him into my belly, and bounced off. My son's got video of that one. That's classic.
That's coming up. I think all these farmers markets are getting started in May. If I think that's correct.
So. Yeah.
And also, I mean, I made the announcement that on my show, we're going to start going around and reviewing restaurants and we're going to, the idea is to promote them. It's not to go in and slam anybody. So we'll find out, hey, what's your best thing on the menu? Bring us that. And so I'm thinking both of you guys need to be guests on that feature.
Hell yeah.
You know, because
have you seen this girlish figure that I got? I've missed a lot of meals by day. Let me tell you.
Well, we can head over to third base and get the fried chicken because I know that you're a big fan of that.
I like their fried chicken. I like their roasted wings. He's got a lot of. Actually, there's several people that got good. I love going over to third base. He's got a good thing going over there. So yeah. we're going to Bertha's tonight. There's wrestling on college wrestling. So Spencer Lee's wrestling Yoko Ono or some Ono from Japan. So
what the hell are you talking about?
the one that broke up the Beatles.
Yeah, that one. So yeah, so no, his last name's Ono. So yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of good places to eat here in town. So are you gonna be critiquing lunch? Are you gonna be critiquing breakfast? Are you gonna do like the tenderloin guy that's going around Iowa, and trying to tenderloin it all night?
The tenderloin guy. Yeah. No, we're just it doesn't matter. We'll go at any time. And because I know there's great places to get breakfast, and some places that's what they're known for. So whether it's I don't think they call it Legends anymore. Isn't it something different now?
No, I think it is.
Is it still Legends?
It was Duncan's Cafe.
Right. Okay.
I don't know if it changed names 2 or 3 times now, but yeah, Legends is.
And Main Street Cafe is over there, and I've been in there for breakfast, and different places around town now. A lot of restaurants, a lot of these little restaurants in town are serving breakfast now.
Yeah, on the weekends, like last Saturday, I went to the 4th Street Legion Bar and Grill. Aaron's kind of managed that. It's part of the Legion. Everyone thinks, well, it's the Legion. Well, it's open to the public they had breakfast. I had their breakfast burritos on Saturday, and they're fantastic. Their cook that they got going on right now, I've heard lots of great things about their stuff on the weekend for breakfast and for lunch. So, been the Primos, of course. You got the Gold Mine for breakfast.
You got that's right down the street. The only problem with the Gold Mine breakfast is that every time I leave, I'm shit faced. It's like can't eat breakfast there anymore.
But. Well, Peggy that works down there Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I guess she had a heart attack. They're doing a benefit for her sometime early March. I don't know the date on that, but she's been down there for a long time. So I give her a bad time about being a Bears fan. So So and then when I don't. It's an early March. I know they're kind of doing a big thing for her, but she always gave me a bad time. It was like, "Do you hear about Peggy?" I'm like, "What about Peggy?" So Tom that used to run the Dodge House. He stops in there once in a while and has breakfast, and he's white. I go, well, where's Peggy? And he said, well, you heard she had a heart attack, right? I'm like, really? So yeah, there's definitely some good places to eat, and my wife gets mad because every time I go in there, I sit down, they know what I drink, and they know what I want to order. Like,
that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, it's like she's like, you don't want to look at the menu? No, I don't need to look at the menu. She's just like, really?
It's all up here.
That's right.
I'm trying to think if there's ever been a time, Travis, that you referred to your wife who it wasn't immediately followed with my wife got mad at me.
It'd probably be easier to count the times I did it. So you should do it, Yeah. So, they say happy wife, happy life. I just try to push that to a different level.
She doesn't come to you every morning. Sweet baby angel, how did you sleep?
No.
Mine either.
She wakes up at 5:30. Why did you do this?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm still asleep. Call me back in 30 minutes.
Yeah. I wouldn't have known had you asked me at the time I was doing it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just do stuff.
That's right. It's better to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. So, if you live by that motto, it's not a problem. So remember that, kids.
Well, I can also say that typically, before we start one of these episodes, and I say, "Hey, what are we going to talk about today?" Wasn't any of this.
we calmed it down.
Yeah. We haven't talked about the Falcons today, Todd. So you should feel better. So
they have the same record as everybody else right now. So
there you go. So and they'll be at the same place as the Minnesota Vikings are at the end of the year too. So.
NFC Championship game? Oh, wait, no. That's a big, giant red sideways Z.
Yeah. It's average size, but I appreciate it.
Average size. It's called compensating.
Oh, man.
So Todd, what you got coming on a radio show here next couple of days? I'm not
on the radio anymore.
Not the radio, the podcast, morning show.
The video radio.
The video radio. Yeah. We're actually going to be launching a new show, and we're going to start. Obviously, you guys know about the Morning Coffee Show, and that's a daily show we release online, and going to be adding another show that's going to cover the rest of the smaller communities around the county. And I had talked with somebody just last night from the Western Iowa Development Association. I said, look, I'm ready to go with this show. I just need a name for it. And then it just kind of hit me last night. So we are going to call it Local Roots, only Roots is spelled Routes.
I like it.
And that's going to be, it's just designed, we've got all of these smaller communities all around the county and, and interjacent counties too. I mean, you look at Mills County to the south or going up to Harrison County and all these different places. And these small communities a lot of them in this area are doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Even Minden, after getting taken out by a tornado, has shown that, no, we're not going anywhere. And they've been recovering well. So that's the idea, is to kind of put a spotlight on these smaller communities, what life is like in these smaller communities. Why, I had a conversation with the mayor from Minden, and, he was commenting about, look, I'm not going anywhere. This is where I want to live. And it's highlighting those stories and why they want to be there. And plus, these are all easy, less than 30-minute drive from where we live. And there's tons of great things there. There's great restaurants and, Rick and you and I have been to some of them, and it's just, in my mind, it's a great part of the state and a great part of the region to be able to live. So we're just going to kind of highlight and tell those stories from around there.
That's all right. Well, that'll be good then. So you're going to hit you're going to hit obviously Crescent, and you go down to maybe PJ, and then Trainer, Underwoods. You hit all Minden, like I said, maybe Shelby,
not to Avoca,
Oakland, and you stop at Hancock at Gresses and get some jerky, and you can hit all these spots then. So
go out to
some interesting characters. You think we're bad? You go a little rural.
Bro.
You meet some. Those are my favorite people to talk to. They truly just don't care. It's like, this is my world. You're in it.
Yeah, well, like when my dad died, 2016, died August 2016. You go meet with the pastor, right? So think whatever. We didn't talk about we talked about my father. We talked about how my dad and the pastor and her husband, two other friends, used to go booze cruising all up over Buena Vista County. They go to Peterson, Lake Grove, whatever. And they knew every freaking gravel road and how the hell to get there, so they didn't run into any cops. It's like, okay, this is not your typical morning conversation.
Yeah, gravel travel, man.
Gravel travel. There's another name for you.
Gravel back in the day, they just make you go home. Pour it out and go home.
Yeah, that don't happen anymore. So
no.
So that's what I'm up to. That's awesome. And we'll we're gonna probably start branching that out a little bit more. I'm envisioning Local Roots, Pot County Local Roots, Mills County Local Roots, Harrison County, and give these folks their own platform. And because for the most part, there are some media outlets out there that pay a little bit of attention to them, but not very much.
No.
So let's give them their own show, and I think that's they have earned that, and they deserve to have a voice just like everybody else does.
Hey, when I was growing up, we had the Sioux Rapids Bulletin Press, and you had the Snoops page, and then you lived out of Shelby, you had the Shelby County whatever, about Joe went to Bob's house and had supper and knew what the heck was going on. I mean, this is just the modern version of that time. And make sure the Joneses are keeping up with the Joneses. So that'd be a good time, actually.
As I was roaming around and doing research last night on this, and you know how the internet is, it takes you wherever it wants to take you. I found out that...
Boy, do I.
I found out that Council Bluffs used to have a minor league baseball team. And this goes back to 1935. There was a team here called the Council Bluffs Rails.
Really?
Apparently there's an American Legion Park somewhere in town. That was where they played. So there was some kind of ball field there. So anyway, that was something I learned last night.
Who's kind of an aficionado on that with baseball stuff in Council Bluffs, and he's still around. Marty Brooks. I don't know if you know Marty Brooks or not. He used to work at American National Bank. He's retired now. His wife has taught schools forever, but he talks about, TJ and baseball back in the 60s and 70s. A lot of these players that ran through that played like either minor league ball or whatever. I bet you if you had a chance to talk to him, he could probably know some information about the Rails. So
that would be cool.
Yeah, Mart, if you want to talk baseball or talk history, Marty's kind of a little bit of a buff with a lot of that stuff locally. So I've learned a lot just listening to him. So
and I don't know how far up. You remember once upon a time there was the Mink League. Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska, and Kansas, and all of these teams were all in there, and they were like a 20 and under league or something. And the big story was Ozzie Smith used to play for the team in Clarinda.
Yep, Clarinda A's or whatever it was.
Yeah, the Clarinda A's. Yeah, yep. So there's a lot of baseball history around here. So yeah, and this is the kind of stuff I want to find out. That things that are starting to slip away, and there's a few people that still know, but it's not common knowledge anymore, and people don't really know where they live, and they don't think about some of the positive things about where they live, because the light gets shown on the negative so much.
Yeah, well, you talk about that. Clarinda A's go down there, and they've got some stuff down there at the baseball fields about that. But I did grow up in Spencer. They had the Spencer Cardinals, and that's what they did. Is they traveled all over and played teams all over Iowa. And like I said, I think it was actually 30 and under, maybe not 20 and under.
Okay.
But yeah, they used to travel all over and play. I mean, and these were guys. They weren't minor league players, but they were pretty. I mean, for as serious as you could be without playing baseball full time. So, and it was good. It's good baseball too. They don't do it anymore that I know of, but back when I was in my early 20s, oh yeah, it was dead serious. Spencer Cardinals, you read about the paper, they had a 3-game series playing whoever this weekend, and oh yeah, they were all about it. So,
well, and this is as I said, getting some more of these stories out, and local roots coming up very, very soon. And we'll be pushing it out on the same kind of platforms, and getting a new page up on the website and all of those things, and just keep growing and keep expanding. And because I truly believe that this is a new way of doing media, and things are just going to keep going further and further. I've said for a long time, and just my opinion, that once internet is 100% everywhere, meaning that regardless of where you'll have an internet signal. And Elon Musk is getting us close to that now with that Starlink thing.
Yeah.
So once we have that, then the traditional form of media is obsolete.
Oh yeah.
And there's no more reason to have the radio signals or the television signals traditionally the way that they are, what they call terrestrial radio, going over these towers. If you have internet everywhere, there's no need for them anymore.
Yeah,
it's going with the quickness. I mean, if you look at radio, everything I listen to is on my phone.
Yeah. I heart Spotify, YouTube, whatever. I'm not listening to 96.9 or whatever. When I was growing up, I did, but last time I turned on was an Iowa game because the app was down for some reason, and it was supposed to be the game, and they were playing the Greg Wagner radio show, and I kind of lost my shit over it. Oh, that's a different story. So, I was not very happy since I was supposed to be a paid sponsor. I was supposed to be a paid sponsor on that one, but
full disclosure. They're nameless, but full disclosure, this goes back to, I think I sold you that sponsorship.
Yeah, you did. You did. It's all your fault, Don.
I'm not there anymore, and I can say with 100% certainty that if I had still been manning the helm, that would not have been what was on.
Well, that's so. It is. There it is. So, but. Yeah, it's cool that, enough about that. But, yeah, it's good that that's coming up. What I was going to say is Western Iowa Networks, of course, I'm giving all these free plugs. They've been doing all the fiber out in the country. They've been doing Mills County, Pot County. They actually came out to my house last Thursday and hooked up my fiber. So I've actually got fiber. I don't have tin can internet anymore. And it must have been Tuesday last week because we did the podcast, Todd, last week on it. So much more reliable, so much more faster. It's actually faster there than it is, than it is at my shop here on Nebraska Avenue here in Counts Bluffs. So can't believe how much faster it is just for getting stuff. My wife could be doing her ancestry stuff, and I could be watching, wrestling or football or, whatever's on TV at that moment. So if you're in the rural areas, the fiber's out there now. I know they have it up by Underwood. I think they have something Marnie Elkhorn. I think they've got it up closer to Underwood. But I'm telling you, nothing against the line of sight guys, but if you get a chance to get the fiber in your rural community, especially if you're a business owner, jump on it. It's like everything. It's definitely much improved. I would absolutely 100% recommend it.
Yeah, so hashtag West Treadway. Wes, I'll be calling you to get a sponsorship now. There better be trucks lined up outside the building ready to lay some more fiber around here after all the plugs we just gave you.
Well, I laid some fiber right before this podcast. Completely unrelated. Again, sorry. I'm really just bringing this show to a whole new level.
I'm glad to know the plumbing's working just fine.
Trust me when it's not. Because we're friends, I probably won't call you.
Nobody
deserves this.
There's a new idea then on the side of the fiber trucks. It just says Metamucil because we're laying fiber. On that note, gentlemen, I have no clothes for this one. I
hope you guys can use at least some of this, even if I'm completely edited out. I get it. It's cool.
Yeah, Todd, I hope you got clothes on because no one wants to see you without clothes. I'm sorry. So
well, I'm not.
But just show us anyway. Let us be the
judge. Nope, fully dressed. Sorry to disappoint. Yeah. But anyway, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. And Rick, we will be seeing you over at World of Wheels coming up on the weekend of March 8th, whatever. March 8th is a Saturday. So 7th, 8th, and 9th going on at the whatever sponsorship it is over at the big building in Omaha.
The CHI Health Center, it's not a hospital, by the way. So if emergency services do not.
Oh, I just used them a couple weeks ago. So the lights will be on. I can tell you that.
Hey, my wife works at the competition, so I can't sponsor them. So, so it's all good. So.
All right. Until next week. Hope you've enjoyed this episode for whatever it was of Circle and Trades.
I'd say we're sorry, but we're not.
No, we're not. Definitely not.
We may be on topic next week, but I can't make any promises.
That's my bad, you guys. That's my bad.
All right. We'll see you next time.
See you.